Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome. You're only getting one hey tonight. That's all you get.
Should have been here for the first one.
You should have.
Holy
It
crap.
was much longer. So, welcome, as always, to the Double BS podcast. Of course, my name is Shmoo, or the Shmoo, however you want to put it. I am joined, as always, by my cohort, my brother, my partner in crime, Mr. Matty Vath.
What's up?
My brother, how are you?
We are back again.
We are.
I have had a day and a half in
Yes.
this in the day, but
So I have
it's been
to
a good day.
I have to pre-apologize. We're recording straight just laptop speaker tonight.
That'll be all right.
Our producer Maggie had a tough day, so she's not with us tonight, and that's okay. That happens. That's life. She's gonna edit this, and
That's 2020.
it's gonna sound wonderful. So that's kind of the fun part of our podcast. So, so tonight's episode, before we get too into the beers and things like that, tonight's episode is of course Thanksgiving is coming. When you guys hear this episode, Thanksgiving of course would have been yesterday, but we're recording on Monday, so ahead of time. So we wanted to do an episode about being thankful, like kind of what we're thankful for, giving thanks.
A big uplifting of
Yeah. This is going to be a fun one, guys. I'm looking forward to it. So, as always, we're going to start this episode. Before we get too deep into it, I'm excited because the beer that my man Matty is going to try tonight is kind of a step. And I'm not going to ruin it because I introduced him to a new beer the other night, and it was a little off his beaten path, and he liked it. So we're slowly starting to get him to the next level. So we're taking him from the sours,
my
the
palate
fruit
is
beers.
expanding.
Yeah, we're getting there. So for Matty tonight, I'm excited that this is the beer he's having. Is from Front Street Brewery, right down here in Port Island, local brewery. Front Street. Feel free to reach out, show us some love.
Can't say that I'm mad at the front of the can.
No.
Very nice design.
Yeah, so Matty's going to enjoy a little cherry bomb blonde. Now, traditionally, if you go to a bar and stuff, they would serve this with maraschino cherries in it. I am not that guy. Like, I'm one of those, like, drink the beer for what it is.
I don't
enjoy
like
the
cherries.
beer. Yeah.
I'm not a cherry person.
Drink the beer for what it is.
So
So I'm going to let Matty take a sip of this. I'm excited.
I'm kind of excited too.
Well,
Just because I'm looking at the can.
You can be excited, or you can take a sip of this because it's going to be good.
Well, I like the smell.
It's a very
I love the smell.
It's a very the cherry definitely comes through. Very, very good. What do you think?
Ooh.
What do you think? It was a long pause. He's looking at it.
You can taste you can taste that cherry.
It's very cherry, yeah.
Very
and I think
cherry.
that's why
I don't like cherries per se, but I like the cherry taste.
I like cherry flavor.
When I used to dip, cherry skull was the best thing out there. I mean,
okay.
Wow.
So that's almost bringing back some memories.
It does.
Okay.
Fruit punch kind of a cherry, kind of a
It's very maraschino cherry.
Yes.
Very maraschino, and that's usually when you go places. That's what they put in it. So.
But it's actually very, very delicious.
So very good. So I'm looking forward to that rating at the end here.
I'll give you that rating right now.
Okay, let's do it.
That's a 5.
Okay. Again, we got a 0 to 5 scale for Matty.
That's good stuff.
I'm almost thinking we're gonna have to start going to a 0 to 10 for you, just for your rating system.
Right. Well,
we might have to look at it.
Most stuff you give me is very tasty.
Yeah.
Very. I'm very good.
I know where you're at.
But
I understand your palate.
That is delicious. That is very.
I'm glad that we were trying that. Now, myself, and again, with the theme of giving thanks and being thankful, I am very thankful. I am going to be drinking a variety of beers tonight. I'm not going to bore you with who they are, or the actual beers. Some of them are going to be 18th Street Brewery out of Indiana, Hot Butcher,
Hop Butcher is the name of a brewery?
Of the brewery. Hop Butcher.
Brewery.
Hop.
Okay.
Like hops.
Yeah.
Hop Butcher and 18th Street Brewery. Those are probably the couple I'm going to drink tonight. I've got a variety in the fridge, and they were selected and purchased for me to enjoy on this podcast tonight by some good friends of mine, Brent and Beth. They, of course, own and operate here
the Frontier
in
again.
Clinton, the Frontier again. So they have graciously provided me with my beers for tonight. So thank you guys for that. And there's some good ones. I had a couple of them yesterday.
I think you've had a couple of them today.
I have. I went to Old Chicago. Big shout out to Old Chicago. I love me some Old Chicago. I'm not. This is it. This is my social calendar ended.
I don't think I've ever been there.
Tonight. I'm going to take you. When COVID's over, I'm going to take you. My social calendar ended tonight. I'm thankful that my wife allows me to be the social butterfly that I am.
Because you can be.
I am.
Which
I can.
One of the things that I am thankful for.
Let's back that up. Not that I can be. I am. There's I can be. I am. My wife is not. My wife is more of a homebody. She loves it, and that's what works for us. But with COVID, she's been like, okay, you need to scale it back.
Mm-hmm.
You need to chill out. I'm like,
just be smart about it.
And it's like I don't disagree. So, Old Chicago does these things. You have their mini tours, and you get T-shirts or hoodies and things like that. So, last Wednesday started their Christmas one, and Kathy's like, okay, here's the deal. With COVID kind of amping up again, I don't want us to be out and about, but I know you want to go get your hoodie, so just get your 3 visits in and be done.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm thankful that she lets me.
Slip was signed.
Yeah, she lets me do that. I finished it tonight. I've got my hoodie. It's a wonderful hoodie. That's it. From here on out until this thing goes, it's work home. Like, that's it. So I'm thankful that my wife was allowing me to do that. So she's awesome for that.
All the overtime I work, I think my life is work home now anyway.
Yeah.
It's great.
I'm spending money on my thing. You're making money.
No, I'm not making any money. Somebody always wants a piece of me.
Well, fair enough.
And they take it.
I don't want a piece.
All the time.
What am I drinking right now?
I make extra money. There you go. By the way.
Right? So, I'm going to start my first official thankful because, again, as we're growing this podcast and moving forward, we've always kind of joked, we've always kind of talked about, hey, if you're, and usually we talk about Miller Coors. Like that's our go-to. Miller Coors, if you want to sponsor, we'd love to have you.
Oh, God, I have plans for you. I'm going to keep saying it every time.
Now, of course, they're based in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Now, weird twist of fate. I had
Are they based in Colorado? Like, I know
Miller Coors is...
Miller is...
Well, Coors Light. So we say Miller Coors. So we say
But Miller Coors is the same company. Like, I mean,
yeah. So Coors Light, yeah. We go the Coors Light aspect of it.
Well, I'm not going to discount Miller if Miller is part of that.
Miller is, of course, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Right.
Great. Again, being a Harley guy, I love the Milwaukee.
Being a Packer fan.
Well, that's your own fault. That's a tough
You're
game.
a Denver Bronco fan. Don't give me
tough year.
Don't give me shit. Okay.
Denver's in Colorado. Denver's in Colorado. Coors Light is
I get it.
Golden, Colorado.
I'm not discounting
now,
Denver
I'm
Broncos fan.
You should this year. It's not good. It's not good.
Literally were
not good.
Inconsistent until Peyton Manning arrived after John Elway, and then you've been inconsistent since.
You might be correct.
No, I am correct. Not my way. I am.
You are correct.
It's okay.
That's okay. We have it. It happens.
I'm a Cubs fan too, so I'm objective about my teams.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that. So we always joke. And I wouldn't say joke. We always want to say, hey, Miller Coors. And again, the Coors Light side. Matty loves his Coors Light. I drink some Coors Light.
Oh my God.
They're out of Golden, Colorado. Of course, I'm a Broncos fan.
Mm-hmm.
They're out of Denver, Colorado. There's a new brewery, and they're in Castle Rock, Colorado. They've been around for about 2.5 years. They're on their and bear with me, guys. I want to say they're on their second brewmaster. But they're a little brewery called Burley Brewing Company. Like, they're new enough that they can't distribute their beer yet. All right. But I had a good, a former coworker of mine, good buddy of mine, was out there this last week and was at that brewery, was talking to their director of operations. Her name is Lisa. We're going to call her Miss Lisa because that's just how we do things.
Yeah.
On the WBS podcast. Had a wonderful conversation with her over the phone the other day, and she was like, "We want to be your Colorado brewery outside of Coors Light. Like, if we're gonna partner, like, we have one brewery per state. Iowa's gonna be tough because there's a lot, but they're on board.
You would know more about that.
Yeah, like, they're on board. We're still figuring out where that's gonna be. I know she's gonna send us some goodies. We're gonna do some photos with that.
I love it.
And I don't know if it'll be next week's episode or the following, but we're gonna do an episode, and it'll be you and me, and
of course
it'll be with Miss Lisa, who's their director of operations, and they're at minimum their brewmaster, possibly their owner, but at minimum it'll be their director of operations and their brewmaster.
Okay.
With you and me.
Right.
We'll figure that out.
Well, they sold
really
me.
Excited for that.
They sold me. They sold me on the logo.
Oh, the logo. Yeah.
If you get Burley Brewing Company, and then you send me a logo that, of course, you've seen. Most of you have seen Pete. Most of you have seen myself.
You gotta send it. It's right here.
We have beards.
You can't see it, but it's like sunglasses and a beard. And what's really cool is their kind of up and coming project is they do Burley Brewing Company. They're also looking at the female aspect as Girly Brewing Company. And if you take their logo, so if you look, and I'm showing Matt just so the listeners see, if you flip this upside down, you got the cat's eyes glasses and
the beehive
hairdo.
Beehive hairdo.
So it's kind of cool.
I love it.
The story of this brewery is really cool. I'm not going to tell it tonight because ultimately they're going to tell it better. So thank you to Burley Brewing Company for reaching out and being willing to partner with us.
We can't wait for this.
Yeah, like to grow. I mean,
we can't wait. It's a long road ahead for all of us.
Yeah.
Them and ourselves included, but
I'm excited.
We're so excited for this.
Like, that's like we have been. So let's just.
They're beginning. We're gonna help them.
Yeah.
They're gonna help us grow.
They're in the same boat we are. Same boat we are. So let's
all of us get our foot in the door.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into this. So here we go, guys. We've done the intro. It's episode time. We're talking about being thankful. So I am very thankful. Speaking directly of our podcast, I am myself thankful of Matty for seeing what I've been doing for a little over a year with whether it be my personal page, my work page, my club page, doing these Facebook Lives, and for him coming down the one day and saying we should do a podcast, kind of having that idea to take that, seeing what I was doing and liking it and wanting to look at that and maybe take it to the next level. So I'm very thankful of that because I never would have thought, and I'm going to let him go on this for a second.
You're going to make me get sentimental right now.
I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go on this, and then we're going to dive into it. But I'm going to go here for a minute just because this is where we are. So very thankful that, I was fortunate to do these Facebook Lives, and I've had a lot of traction with it, really, with my friends and things, and with work and stuff like that. And for Matty to recognize. Yeah, it was fun. But I think you came down, and I want to say it was a Thursday, like maybe the Friday, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Like, you came downstairs and were like, we should do a podcast. Like, you were just, boom, let's do a podcast. Not, when you do these lives, you do this. It was a pure on, let's do a podcast. So I want to let you go on it. I'm thankful that you had that idea. I think to take this to where we are now. I think you saw what I was doing, and I didn't think of, I was just doing what I was doing. You saw what it could be. So, I mean, ultimately, this podcast was kind of a dual birthing process, if you will. It came from not only just me doing my Facebook lives, and when I did them, it was just more of I'm just doing these for fun, and these would be great. And then of course Matty would watch them, and he's like, "Well, I should be on those." And I was like, "Yeah, you should. Let's do it." And then he goes, like the next time he comes over, well, let's do a podcast. So I'm like, okay, why not? I don't know what a podcast is, but let's do it. So I'm thankful for that because here we are now. And I'm gonna let Matty go for a minute because
I was gonna say to you until last.
Well, you were
because I am thankful for you as my friend. I'm thankful for the things that you do and for the things that you were putting out. And
a lot of clinks here in this podcast.
Well, I got a drink. Clink, got a drink.
It's not gonna be good.
Anyway. I didn't want to be selfish in the fact that I did, but I was kind of selfish in the fact that the Facebook Lives that you were doing, I wanted to be a part of it, I think.
Yeah.
The conversations that we sit down here and have, we could have on Facebook Live, we could do a lot. I said, a podcast would be a great idea.
Yes.
Because the things we talk about, and we can talk about anything and everything, could go a long way. And we all have opinions. Everybody's got opinions, but we could put ours out there.
Intelligently.
Maybe, intelligently, maybe to not try to influence people, but at least, get a different perspective, because everybody always...
I think, and ultimately, and I'm going to interrupt because I like where you're going. So I think where you saw me doing Facebook Live, and you say selfishly, I would disagree, because I think you say, hey, I see what you're doing, and you were like, well, this would be fun if you and me did this. Because we have a long track record of being able to, and in this very basement, in this very bar, having conversations, and even going back to high school, having the ability to talk about whatever. And right. I think that really kind of parlays into where we're at now, is the ability to, we can talk about whatever the hell we want, and we can have opinions and whatnot about whatever we want to talk about, and we're not afraid to. And it's not that we're afraid to offend people, but we know how to kind of voice those opinions in a way that's kind of accepted, and it's like, okay, it's provocative. Like, okay, hey, we're gonna put this out here.
But it's never meant to offend anyone.
Yeah, it's more meant to.
Like we're okay if you think differently than us.
Yeah, like we want to put out there to say, hey, this is us, and if a discussion needs to happen,
yes,
we'll have the discussion.
Trust me, we will both. Legitimately comply with the fact that we're not the most intelligent people in the world, but
no,
we will gladly accept any kind of information or anything like that to further our intelligence on any kind of subject.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a good tool that we use to, please, this is what we think, this is what we do. We're not
and I think
experts on really anything.
Yeah. And I think ultimately when we put our content out there, and of course, we started this podcast, and this is going to kind of roll into my next thankful, and you're going to support it. I know you are. Our original thought was we were going to just put ourselves out there and kind of see what the public had to say. And
this is where we kind of go
and we're
with
still
the comment button. Like, please let us know what you want to talk about. What
and that's,
hear about.
I think that's ultimately the one thing we're missing. We don't. I think we get that on our lives. We don't get it on the YouTube and stuff like that.
And I think that's where we kind of miss. And I think that one of the things that we need to step into is having guests on here where we can have conversations. Because you and I can sit here talking, and for the most part, we agree on everything. Not completely, but for most big subjects like that, we're going to kind of have the same opinion. I mean, you and I are bred from pretty much the same cloth. Yeah. We're Midwestern boys.
You mean the Broncos are better than the Packers?
I'm never going to agree to that.
97, 98.
But this is one of the things that I love about one Super Bowl. One.
Just
Super
saying.
Bowl. You didn't do anything next for the next 17 years. So
we won the next year.
And you didn't do anything after that for the next 17 years.
Just saying. We won the next one.
Quite.
But what's fun for us is our ability to And I think we've always been this way. So if you were to go back to me and Maddie in high school, there would have been a very much a difference of opinions. Like I knew who Maddie was, Maddie knew who I was,
of course,
and we got along. We didn't necessarily like each other all the time. No. Right. I think back in the day it was much more. I don't want to say hostile, but it was much more like kind of give and take. Just because we were two very different people.
Well, we've had our ins and outs.
Yeah, but there again, I think that's what
we were also willing to have those conversations.
Yeah,
to be like, okay, so this is.
They
were very productive.
Yeah, and I've got some friends. I mean, I've got some of my best friends that we've gone through some shit, and I don't know that. I mean, outside of say a few, the friends that I consider friends to this day. There's not very many. I could count them on one hand of friends I could sit down and have a discussion with and be willing to disagree in that discussion than I would with you. And
right.
and even in that, including that group of friends, I don't think that anybody would be above you in that point.
I would never put anybody above you.
And I'm thankful for that. We can do that.
I'm thankful for
we can do that, yeah.
Because it has grown to that aspect.
Yeah, and I love it now. It's
fun.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I mean,
fantastic.
I have a lot of friends that I can sit there and have a discussion with.
I can bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Like I'm going to say my opinion, you're going to say your opinion, but it's like I wouldn't respect, I guess, anybody else's opinion more than I would respect yours.
I appreciate it. Here it is. We got to do it. Here's a clinky to Ricky. Thank you, guys. And I think that's what. I mean, ultimately, when you came down and said, let's do a podcast, I think that was the initial thought in my brain is the fact that, when I do my lives on Facebook, it's just me talking.
Right.
And I think Maggie, and we're going to get to Miss Maggie here in a minute, recognize is we have the ability to story tell. She calls it storytelling.
Because we have a lot of stories.
Yeah, we call it
we have a lot.
Yeah, we live. So
we don't apologize for it. That's
absolutely not. We've lived our lives. So I think on that I would go to the next thankfulness in our podcast. I am extremely thankful, and I don't think we could do this episode without saying it. And I'm really bummed that she's not here tonight. She had a day, so we respect that. But I am extremely, I know Maddie is too. We're extremely thankful for Miss Maggie.
I don't think we would be anywhere close to where we are today.
You don't have to think. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, you understand what I mean.
Yeah, and what's cool is so for those that...
This is a woman who took on this responsibility with no responsibility to us whatsoever.
Yeah.
She was just like, I think this is great. This is what I want to do. And it was like...
So, for those that don't know the story, I'm going to give the short version. I met Maggie through a mutual friend, and we ended up here at my house at the bar, and she saw what me and Maddie were talking about doing the podcast. She goes, I'm going to take this over. And what's glorious is that, and when you guys hear this episode, this will be episode 5. Believe me when I say we've actually gone through some stuff because we've grown to where we were, and then we got to where we thought we should be. And when I say we, I mean me. And then there were some conversations, and then we've worked it back around to where we are now. Mm-hmm. And I'm thankful for the
understanding. We grow every episode,
and I think that's a big. I think that's a big thing.
We have to be able to listen to each other and talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's still
very thankful for that.
It's still, I mean, but it's thankful for the relationship that we have with each other to be able to talk about that and not.
Yes.
So we're nobody's trying to hurt anybody's
feelings. I think
but we've had the conversations like this. I understand where your direction is coming from, and my direction is coming from, and Pete's direction is coming from. This is where we want to be.
Yeah.
So how do we cohesively get there as a unit?
Yeah.
Because
and I think
we're not where we are without Maggie.
No.
And of course, I mean, it's me and Pete that are sitting here doing this, but we're not. We still have.
It's weird
where we're going to be. Or like,
it's weird tonight not having her. It's weird not having her right
here. We're not getting a thumbs up because I missed
like
the
usually,
thumbs up.
yeah, usually she's here giving us thumbs up. We're doing
like,
good
tell
stuff.
the story. I like this. Keep going with that.
Yeah,
Like,
like that's usually her thing. So she put it. I mean, I don't. She put it the best you possibly could. Last week, actually, before we recorded last week, we had a discussion, and she goes, "Listen, you and Matt are the meat and potatoes, and I'm just the crock pot that cooks it up," and that is so true.
It made me hungry.
Like me and Matt are gonna be raw. Like we're gonna tell stories. We're gonna be who we are. We're gonna drink beer, and there's gonna be some times where we, have a beer.
She's gonna make us sound less stupid.
That's a chore.
And it's a hard thing to do.
Listen, there's gonna be some episodes where stupid is, normal, and then there's gonna be
it's
episodes
stupid
where,
funny.
Like we've had some beers. Stupid.
Yeah.
So she edits it out wonderfully.
Yeah, she has her work cut out for her. So don't ever think that we don't appreciate her, and don't ever think that her job is easy when it comes to this.
No,
it is probably not.
And guys,
if she has to listen to this.
And here's the thing. She doesn't get paid. I don't get paid. Maddie doesn't get paid. We're doing this for fun right now. So I'm going to interject right here at this point. If you know a brewery, a company, whatever that wants to expand with us and pay us a little bit of money, because ultimately our next step is going to be to get back into video. But that's
where I think we need to go.
But I think what that's going to be is going to be a rebuild of the bar and some video equipment. So if you know somebody, let us know. We appreciate it.
Actually, I do know somebody. I know Miller Coors, and I know a studio that they could build.
Well, let's make that happen.
Or the Hawkeye Heaven Oasis,
or Burley Brewing Company.
Hey,
just saying.
Trust me. The plans that I have. Whoever wants to sponsor that,
I love it. I'm perfectly fine with just spitting content, and Maddie's got this master plan. I love it.
I have it's a studio that benefits all of us.
He says this because it's at his house.
Yeah, but you should see the plan.
I like recording now because it's at my house. So when we're done, I can just go upstairs and go to bed. Maddie loves it because it'll be my house.
Trust me, if we make it to that content, we can record at any point.
It'd be great.
It'll be live, and it'll be during the day, and it'll be whatever. And we'll never have to do anything else but just walk into this Hawkeye Heaven Oasis that I have in my head.
I know your Oasis.
And I know, as I've explained it.
It's next to your house. You have to walk home. I have to drive home.
No, I'll have plenty of room. You can always come sleep in my house.
Okay, fair enough.
There's always room for you.
I'm going to snuggle with Maddie. That's what he
said. I
said.
didn't say there was always room for you there.
I'm going to snuggle.
But there's always room for you.
So if you know somebody, please let us know. So
yes, well, we will always take any kind of sponsorship or any kind of brewery that wants to get their name out there as much as we want to get our name out there. We can be a partnership that helps each other grow. Yeah,
Maddie says Miller Coors. I have to say because they've reached out, Burley Brewing Company. The only other
I will plaster your logo everywhere I can.
Yeah, the only other two.
And when we get to video, it'll be everywhere.
Yeah, like the only other two breweries that I would really like at this stage would say, hey, and they both happen to be Iowa breweries. We've had their breweries before. Would be Big Grove Brewery, Solon, Iowa. The other one would be Toppling Goliath. And I think this is the first time I've mentioned Toppling Goliath on our podcast. They are my, by far, favorite. I am thankful for Toppling Goliath Brewery and their beers. Oh, my goodness. I'm drinking out of my Toppling Goliath glass right now.
See, I'm thankful.
They do some wonderful.
Me too, from the breweries that you go to. But if you're going to toss out breweries, you've been there. I haven't.
I'm going to learn you.
I am.
I'm going to finish this one.
Huge fan.
Maddie's beer is empty. He drank me quick.
Of the New Glarus.
That's Wisconsin. I was
brewery.
talking about
I know that, but if you're going to toss out breweries, and I am a huge.
If we're going to pick a Wisconsin brewery,
huge Spotted Cow fan. So I'm thankful that was introduced to me a couple years ago, because that is absolutely delicious beer.
So you would be Spotted Cow from them.
Oh, yeah.
I would be either Totally Naked
And I don't
or
think I've had
Moon Man IPA. Like Spotted Cow is one of those, like if you don't know, like, oh, Spotted Cow, it's got that allure.
Yes, but
you can only get it in Wisconsin, and it's good beer.
Cow,
don't get me wrong, it's a good. Cow. I'm gonna wreck you a little bit here. Oh. It's a pretty good basic beer. It really is.
Shut your.
I'm saying that.
Mouth.
Saying it. Your next level would be Totally Naked, and then above that you would go to the Moon Man IPA. Like, just saying, that's the way it is.
You just called Spotted Cow a basic beer?
Yep, I did. I don't
know if I'm disappointed in myself or disappointed in you.
I'll ask you this: how many times have you been to that brewery?
I've never been there.
Okay, I've been there at least a half a dozen times.
Congratulations to you. However,
and I drink some beers.
And I'm not going to discount. You like what you like.
Yeah. Now I'm not going to say it's not a good beer.
Oh, Spotted Cow's amazing.
Like when I say basic beer. So guys, when I say basic beer, basic would be above like a traditional, like a Coors Light, a Bud Light, a Miller Light. All that.
You just discount.
But that level of beer with that's just a basic American Pilsner. Your Spotted Cow would be above that, but in the craft beer world, a Spotted Cow would I wouldn't say basic beer. Maybe basic beer is the wrong term. I would maybe call it like an entry level beer. Like Spotted Cow is a great beer to kind of get your taste buds ready for what is there, what is to come. If that makes sense. Like Spotted Cow is good.
It's delicious.
It is delicious.
It's amazing.
But it's like an entry level to what is to be.
Anyway.
I'll get you there. We'll get you there.
I don't want you to get me anywhere but to New Glarus so I can have Spotted Cow.
Well, we can't go this year because they're closed to.
Although I was a fan of, and I'm not usually a fan of their beers, Sam Adams has a beer that is called Cold Snap. It's only available during the winter.
That is good beer.
It is amazing. And it reminds me a lot of, if you've never been to a restaurant that I am very thankful for because it actually has delicious food that does all their own brewing, is Granite City.
Oh.
And Granite City has a beer that the first time I ever went there, I asked them for a Coors Light and I got looked at like I was stupid. Like
you can't do that.
We don't do that here. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't do that? We don't have any normal beers. Like we do our own. I'm like, okay. So bring me something that's Coors Light-ish. And they brought me a what they called, I believe, the Northern Lights. Just like a light beer, but it was so amazing that I've never really had anything close to it that other than Cold Snap, because it wasn't Coors Light-ish. It was their own brew, but that's a home brew that from this company that. Whoa.
Cold Snap's good though.
It was amazing. Cold Snap is really good. It's the only Sam Adams one that I can drink. I'm not a Sam Adams person. I can do
the Sam Adams Cold Snap. I can do Sam Adams. They have a summer ale that's really good.
Never had it.
It's really good. You would like it.
Well, a lot of people say that I would like Leinenkugel Summer Shandy.
Listen,
it tastes like furniture polish.
Listen, a lot of people and me, very different people.
I understand that, but
I'm telling you, the summer ale you would like.
I've never discounted your taste in beer.
It's not as.
Sure, you think I'll like it.
It's not as lemony. Oh, this seems.
Yeah, I feel like Leinenkugel Summer Shandy. I could polish my furniture with. It's not.
And listen, I like the Summer Shandy. Leinenkugel.
I'm not a fan.
Feel free.
I've heard it.
But here's the thing: when it comes to Leinenkugels,
different.
I just want like regular Leinenkugels. Like their regular beer.
Raspberry.
Their raspberry is okay. I want their regular beer. Their regular beer.
Their
just
raspberry.
Leinenkugels original. Good.
I could drink their raspberry beer.
Their honey bites, really good. Leinenkugel's does some good stuff. Now, I'm going to pour this. We're going to talk about this, and we're going to go deep into thankfulness. Just because I'm thankful for this brewery. We're doubling up Matty on this episode.
I'm going to pay for this.
You will.
Thanks for that.
So I'm very thankful for
Double India Pale Ale.
Oh, so good. I'm very thankful for
Dolphin Sparkle.
a wonderful brewery up in Decorah, Iowa. Toppling Goliath. They are probably they are my favorite Iowa brewery, without question. They're easily in my top 3 favorite breweries nationwide. You've had, hold on, don't get there yet. You've had some of their beer already. Pseudo Sue was that you call it the pineapple beer?
Was good.
That was their beer. This, they only brew this certain times of the year, and it is delicious.
So a reimagining of a West Coast IPA and originally brewed in collaboration with Barrel Theory Beer Company. We kept the malt soft, subtle, and clean in order to create the liquid translation of our favorite hops.
There it is.
Dolphin Sparkles.
Dolphin Sparkles Double IPA. Here we go. I'm going to cheers you.
All right. So this ought to be fun.
Full of shit. There we go.
Get it?
Gosh, that's delicious.
That tastes like Big Wave.
Okay, I get what you're going there. It does a little bit.
It does taste like Big Wave.
It does. Big Wave.
Yeah, Big Wave. I'm a huge fan of Big Wave. So of course, I think this is delicious.
That's good.
This is that tastes a lot like Big Wave.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like the ingredients in Big Wave or what they kind of go with for that, but that's the sentiment I get. So you got to give me a scale out of 1 to 5. I'll give that a 5 because that tastes exactly like it.
I'm going to give you a 1 to 10 on that one.
Well, I'll give you a 9.
Okay. Fair
I'm
enough.
a Big Wave fan. That tastes a lot like Big Wave right there.
It's Kona Brewing Company.
That's
Hawaii and Washington.
That's actually very delicious.
It's
So,
good.
not that, anyone's correlated with the other, but I love Big Wave, and that's what it reminds me of, and I think that is absolutely
I
delicious.
like that you said that. So that's good.
Absolutely delicious. I'm thankful for that too, that you just gave me one of these.
Good deal. So moving along to,
I think we need to move along to what we're actually thankful for.
So of course,
other than our friendship and
yeah, I mean we've been pretty selfish with the thankfulness so far. Of course, today's Monday. Thursday is going to be Thanksgiving, and I think especially in 2020, this year, like weird year to do anything new.
I think this whole year is new.
But I mean, to try to start something in 2020 is
I think
not
it
easy.
gives it a harder level of difficulty
And respect.
Right.
So, I would say I'm thankful for 2020. And I say that because I think
in a weird
2020 at this point in November, so 11 months in, we have learned to live differently. We have learned to be, for our children, educated. And for those of us where we're at, educated differently 2 different times.
I think it brings you to when you say live differently, like you get to throw more caution to the wind. Like in this friggin' year, there's nothing you can throw out the window. Like
no,
there were things that we thought we'd never see, and It was like, guess what? Here we are. So
our I look at it.
I love the fact that it's like there's like no. I mean, there's literally. I mean, there can be no fear. To me, because the things that we feared the most, they're here.
Yeah.
They're gonna do what
And
we're gonna do, and we have to figure out how to do it.
I'm the opposite of we have to look at it from the fear.
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I get that part. I get that, like, you have to fear, but I don't think you get, like, this is here, so we have to figure out a different way to live.
Yeah.
You can't be afraid to do anything that's not, I mean, you have to be afraid of all the virus things, for all that, and you have to be conscious of that. But
so August,
at the same time,
August of 2019, no big deal. No big deal.
August 10th?
Oh, that was 2020. I'm talking, go back a year.
Okay.
So August of 2019, I was taking my kids to school for the first time for kindergarten. I was excited. I didn't think anything of it. It was, my kids are going to school. My off days are going to school. It is what it is. And then all of a sudden, you go through Christmas. You had Christmas programs.
Right.
And then you went to, Christmas break. And then we came back from Christmas break. There was school. And then all of a sudden, it was like March.
April.
It was March.
No, it was April.
Like March, April.
It was the beginning, I want to say, of April.
Yeah. Like all of a sudden, it was like, well, now your kids are going to be home. Yeah. So you have to be thankful that up until that point, they at least had some semblance of normalcy. And then going into the 2020 school year, there was a lot of caution, but it was still they were going to school. We finished up the 2019-2020 school year very much online.
Well, mine was all online.
But like a different online that we are now.
Right. Oh, yeah, completely.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Like, I hate it.
Like, right now, this is 3 days in. I'm learning still. Like, okay, I understand that I have the Google Classroom now, Pat. I have.
But it's good.
And I love it.
Like it's a lot more teacher involvement. Lots more teacher involvement.
At the same time, it's like, I have a full-time job. And my ex-wife has a full-time job. So it's like these kids would normally be in school at this time, and now we're not. It's harder to keep them focused at the same time.
I think, though,
I'm thankful for my ability to try to learn this.
I would say this, though.
And I am thankful for every one of you teachers out there, because how you do this day in and day out baffles me. I can be here and I can do what I can do, but it's like I'm worried about one student or two students, and they have to worry about 30.
And to my point is, if you look at last year, when this all went down, our quote-unquote online learning was, okay, here's what they need to do this week.
Yeah, I got a packet.
Like,
I can roll through that packet in 2 days.
Like, Mom and Dad, go teach that packet and then turn it in.
And I could roll through that in 2 days.
And it was like, I'm not a teacher.
No, I was fine.
Like, well, there's the difference.
Yeah.
We didn't like it. We did not like it.
I loved it.
This year was very much, we're going to do online, we're going to do some videos.
Yeah, Google Lives.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
I like that way more.
And I love it. But it's like, I have to me, well, you can have somebody there. I have to have somebody like I have a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old. And the 7-year-old is like this. I have to keep you focused. You have to look at that screen. Back in April and everything, I could just be like this, okay, this is the packet. This is what we got to do. We'll roll through it. And I can sit down with her and finish that whole packet for the week in 2 days. Now it's like every day I got to make sure you're focused on that. I have to make sure I can call somebody. If I'm at work and my ex-wife is at work and Andrew's at work, I have to literally be able to either call my son or call the teacher and be like, if she did this, it'll be done by the end of the day. However, a little bit more difficult because like we both have full-time jobs.
So I think that would be the difference between the two of us. Because last year when it was the packet, it's like me and Kathy had full-time jobs. And it's like we just didn't have time to go through that with them. we were busy. We had things going on.
That's the one thing that I'm thankful for is my job.
Yeah, with your shift
I
work,
swing shift.
Yeah.
So, and Andrea at that time, with her job at that time, was working from home. Well, if she's trying to do her job from home, it's hard to pay attention to the kids while they're trying to do their schoolwork. So I said, listen, you pay attention to your job and just make sure they're okay. And she always does, and they'll be fine. I, on my days off, have nothing else to do. I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll get it done. And I would roll through their entire weeks with the schoolwork in those 2 days. Well, now it's not the same. That's
it's daily.
The harder part for me because it's like I can't ask anybody else to do this. So it's like I have my 14-year-old who's online doing his own Google Lives, and I have to make sure that if Andrew's at work and I'm at work, okay, can he make sure she's getting on to do her Google Lives at 7 years old, and my 9-year-old's getting online to do his Google Live meets. After that, it's like this: we'll get the homework done. It may not get done by 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock because we all have full-time jobs and he's got schoolwork to do and we all have things to do. It'll get done. Don't worry. But it's a little harder. It's a little more complicated right now, but I'm still thankful for the fact that we can all we're still learning.
Well, yeah, and I think...
And we have to get there, and we're going to get there. You just got to give us a little time. But I'm thankful for the understanding from the school district.
Well, yeah, and I think that'll
be
the
teachers that we have, because I've had conversations with them like, we'll all work together because we all have the same goal in mind. We're teaching our children.
Well, and I think ultimately that would be the difference. So, like, where you and me would be different is, last year that model worked great for you.
It did.
It did not work great for us.
Well, it worked great for me because of the age of my children also.
Well, yeah. But the nice thing for us this year with our schedules and who we have with kids, it works easier this year. Mm-hmm. So I'm thankful for that. But again, I understand.
And
it doesn't always work.
Well, every family's different. That's okay.
It is what it is. Now, more importantly, we've talked about school, we've talked about jobs, we've talked about beers. We got a big holiday coming up. Now, granted, when people hear our podcast, that holiday will have been one day past. Well, but I want to talk about it. I think it's important. It's an important holiday.
I'll give you one more topic, then we're gonna wrap this up the way I want to wrap it up.
That's fine.
I have an important.
I'm okay with that.
I have an important thing for you to do.
Well, okay, we're gonna do that. I want to talk about Turkey Day.
This is gonna lead into what I want you to do.
I want to talk about Thanksgiving.
I love Thanksgiving. To me, that is my absolute favorite holiday. Ask me why.
I'm not going to. I will in a second. But I would have to agree with you. Just saying. I would agree. It's probably my
favorite. It's my favorite holiday.
Yep. Favorite holiday. But I will, because you said, ask you why.
Okay. So, on a normal person's work schedule, on a normal person's day, like you would get Thanksgiving off, you would get to spend it with your family. As you know me, I am huge with my family. I am very, very thankful for my family and everything that we were able to do together. We are a close-knit family, so I get to spend time with my family. I mean, my brother and my sister-in-law, my sister and her boyfriend, and everybody. Just all the kids, all the nephews, all the nieces, all the grandkids, my parents, everybody. And at the age that they are, I love the fact that, and not to call you old, Mom, but she still won't let us do anything. She still has to do anything. And I couldn't agree more because I really wouldn't know what the hell to do. But that time spent around my father, who I can tell you is going to complain that the kids are too loud and he's carving the turkey, and it's just, that's Thanksgiving to me. And it's everybody together. We're bullshitting. We're having fun. We're drinking. There's, as you know me, Pete, you know me very well. I like to eat. So, what better holiday am I going to get to eat on is Thanksgiving?
I think ultimately, I think you'd be the same way. Thanksgiving is the one holiday, and I wouldn't, because Easter implies there's church and then food, where Thanksgiving is purely, there's no anything other than, let's get together.
It's the biggest.
Let's just eat.
It's the biggest, to me, relaxation holiday.
Like, all we're doing is eating.
On the planet.
That's all we're doing. Eating.
And people put more emphasis on, we have to do, cook all this food. It's like this. I'm pretty sure if you're together as a family, it's just the most relaxing holiday you can have. To me, as a football fan, I'm a huge football person. I love football. I love food. I love family.
Listen,
and I get all three.
I eat the food, I loosen my belt, and I fall asleep.
Well,
it's a big nap day. I try to watch football that day.
I get the big 3 F's on that holiday. I get food, I get football, and I get family. And that to me is more important to my heart than pretty much a lot of things.
And I think I'm the same way. Christmas is, you get to Christmas, and it's like, we got to do the gifts, we got to do the decorations,
you got to worry about, are these gifts the right gifts?
Yeah.
Are they going to like these gifts?
You look at, right before Thanksgiving, you got October, so you have Halloween. Well, did we, get the right candy? Did we get enough trick-or-treaters to the house so we could put our kids in the right costumes?
Halloween I worry about, because my kid will change.
Well, I know you. I'm just talking, like, in general. And then you get that middle ground where it's like you have Halloween, and then people skip Thanksgiving and go right into Christmas.
You can't skip Thanksgiving.
And I hate that. Illegal. I cannot stand that. It's like, and I'll say right now, my garage right now is full of Christmas decorations. Upstairs in my house is our Christmas tree in a bag, sealed up. And I got that down for the wife today. And she's like, well, I'm going to put the Christmas tree up today.
Should.
Like, no.
She should.
No.
Especially this year. Nope. Yes, she should.
Nope.
I put my Christmas tree up just because I repainted everything in my living room, and I had to rearrange my.
Listen,
so I had to make sure that thing would fit, so I wouldn't have to rearrange it everywhere.
I agree with that. I had
to put it up. Everybody should put it up.
There was a discussion made.
If it makes you feel better, put it up.
There was a discussion made with that. It's like, you can put the tree up. Don't turn the lights on.
Yeah. If it makes you feel better.
Let me tell you, this dingleberry, turn the lights on.
Yeah.
What's going to happen tomorrow?
I had my 7-year-old.
It's going to snow tomorrow.
I had my 7-year-old.
I hate snow.
I hate snow. 9-year-old.
No.
Ask me, can we decorate it? Get after it.
Nope.
Let's do it.
My kids.
I don't care. If it makes you feel better, let's get after it. They got all their Christmas stuff up there in their rooms. They got everything ready to roll.
After you eat.
Makes them feel better.
After you eat on Thanksgiving Day.
Well, that used to be the rule.
Christmas, that not used to. That is still my rule.
No, I mean, what it used to be
to this day. To this day.
Up until this year, that was the rule.
Believe me when I say, we have Christmas stuff in the garage, prepped, ready to go.
My father
we have a tree in a bag, because we stored in the bag last year. It's in our house. It's not coming out of that bag until Thursday.
My father never used to light his Christmas lights till the day after Thanksgiving. I showed up at his house the other day to pick something up or drop something off, because I probably go up there every other day, and they were all lit.
Nope.
Yep.
Actually,
okay.
And I will tell you. I will say this.
That's okay.
2020. It's allowable.
Yeah. Get after it.
For two reasons. Number one, 2020 sucked.
Made to feel bad about enough.
2020 sucked. But at the same time, 2020.
It has not completely.
However, 2020 has allowed some warm weather to put up Christmas lights.
Right.
So, you gotta do it.
Like, it's November. We were talking about 50-degree weather the other day. So.
Just saying.
I'm not going to be angry.
It's going to be good.
I might be angry.
But
I might be angry at 2021 if they rock me with snow in January.
I will say this though, I'm actually excited for Thanksgiving. I'm kind of excited and bummed out. I'm bummed that my sister and her husband aren't coming home.
Miss Becky.
But
Miss Becky.
We're gonna go to my folks and we're gonna do a Zoom meeting for Thanksgiving. So
I am bummed but excited for Thanksgiving myself. I get to go to my parents in the morning, take the kids there, and have a nice little Thanksgiving. In the afternoon, I take them back to Andrea's, and she's making this big Thanksgiving dinner for the kids. Of course, I have to, and I volunteer to go to work that night. So, be all right.
I just want to say this. I want to say thank you to a few people. Number one, thank you to Matty for having the idea to take what I was doing already to kind of that next logical level. I think it was a great idea, and we're having fun with it. Super fun.
Having a lot of fun.
Two, thank you to Miss Maggie for.
We'll get into what I want you to do.
Well, I know, but you're just thank you to Miss Maggie for jumping on and being a part of this as well. Most importantly, I would have to say thank you to not only Kathy, not only Andrea, but also Olivia, Natalia, Cam, Katie, all right, Brady, for allowing us to do this. We could not do this without the support of our families, and it's a whole lot of fun. It is a whole lot of fun. I love it. That's all I got. I'm gonna let Matty go.
Well, you totally just moved in on what I had.
I know, but here's the thing. You're gonna go. I'm gonna go right here, guys. Love y'all. Thank you for listening. I'm gonna let Matty take us out, so I'm gonna go Shmoo out. I'm gonna sit back, and I'm gonna enjoy.
So without getting
what Matty has to say.
Without getting sentimental. And
get sentimental.
He literally just completely stepped on what I wanted him to do. To talk about what you're completely thankful for. I mean, in my life, I don't know if I could actually spend enough time. I don't think Maggie would have enough time to edit all of this to fit it all in. So, to put it bluntly, I'm very thankful to my family, who has allowed me and put me in a position to do many of the things I do, from everybody down, from my parents especially, to my brother, my sister, Stephen, Thaddeus. I wouldn't be anywhere without any of you. Of course, I wouldn't be anywhere without Andrea. Our ability to grow as a couple and co-parent our children is huge. And without my children, I wouldn't be anywhere close to what I am. I'm very thankful for every bit of my family. I'm very thankful that I still have a job in 2020, as I know most people have lost theirs. And even though I complain about my job sometimes, I am very thankful to still be working. I'm very thankful for my friendship with so many people, and each and every one of them, especially Peter. This friendship has grown from arguments that we didn't think could be solved to now we have a friendship that couldn't be divided. It's beautiful. I'm thankful for Maggie for taking on the responsibility of making us sound like normal human beings. Because she does a wonderful job. Even though this year has sucked in many, many ways, I am thankful for this year because it has brought perspective to many lives and many things throughout everybody's life to, like, you understand what's important and what's not. Last but not least, and of course the last but not least, it should have been most important, I am thankful to God for allowing me to wake up every day and still continue this journey that I call my life. It is a treat. It is a adventure that I couldn't ask for anything better.
Well put.
So, Petey,
well put.
I love you, brother.
I liked it. I love you too. I think that's it. Then we close it out.
I'm sure we missed other people in there.
Well, I think,
we apologize, but
I think at this point, because when we release our episodes, hopefully everybody's Thanksgiving was wonderful.
Yes.
Hopefully you had.
I do hope you enjoyed your family, your food, your football, your everything. Just, I hope that day meant as much to you as it did to us.
I hope you got a good nap. If you don't, listen. If you don't eat a great amount of food and then take a nap before football, you did it.
That's what I was. That's what I shorted.
You gotta do it.
I am thankful for my mother's homemade pumpkin pie. Because I'm not a big turkey fan. I'm a huge ham fan. I love ham. I love whatever my mother cooks, whether it be stuffing, whether it be ham, whether it be green beans, whatever. My mother's homemade pumpkin pie.
Is she gonna make 2 this year?
No.
Because
she's not. Because if she does, I'm taking them fucking both.
No.
I'm sorry.
You
don't get any.
I'm gonna want one.
First of all, I have to steal Cool Whip from my father because he'll eat just as much as I do. Pumpkin pie is where it's at.
Guys, we love you.
We do very much.
And I think ultimately, as we come to the end of this episode, we are thankful for the ability to.
We are thankful for all of you.
Yeah, to do that, to tell stories and just
have fun and just talk and
yeah.
I don't think we could ask for more.
That's all we got. So ultimately, Matty gave great reviews on beers. I drank some good beers. So thank you to the people that provided.
Brett,
yeah.
Beth, we thank you for providing the beers for Peter.
Yes.
Both before and after.
Yes.
Recording.
Next week, we look forward to hearing from you. That's all we got.
Cheers.
Love you.
We love you.
Cheers.
Hope your Thanksgiving was great. Have a happy Black Friday. And please do as much shopping as you can.